All right, guys, we got a very special guest today on the pod, Julian Goldie. How are you doing today?
Doing great. Yeah. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, dude. All right. So very important first question. Where are you based? And if you say Chiang Mai, it's a sign for me to move. I'm just waiting for a sign, dude.
So I'm based in Bangkok, but I'm actually planning to go to live in Chiang Mai over the next sort of 6, 12 months, something like that. Yeah.
My goodness, dude. I don't know. I got to get over there. That's just, there's nothing else I can do.
Have you been before?
Yeah. So I went in 2019 to Matt Diggity's conference, the SEO, the Chiang Mai, and it was crazy. I loved it. Yeah, I had a great time.
Yeah, and, it's a great country. Yeah, for sure. I love it.
How long have you been in Bangkok for?
Honestly, like on and off the last, I would say, I mean, I started off living in Chiang Mai originally, but I've been coming to Thailand on and off for like 6 or 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, it was a holiday to Thailand that inspired me to quit my job.
Interesting.
Get rid of that old boring life.
Yeah.
And start traveling the world and set up a remote business.
Awesome. Yeah. So the first question is, and we can just get right into it. How did you get into SEO? And this is a super interesting question.
Okay. So when I decided to move to Thailand, me and my best mates, we said, right, within 1 year, we want to be back out in Thailand, working online with the freedom to live and work anywhere in the world. And it actually happened, but it happened in the one place you should never start, which was Fiverr.com. So I basically Googled the best way to make money online.
Right.
Fiverr.com was the one that came up. And I was basically the Fiverr guy in Chiang Mai at that time.
Really?
Yeah, going back 6 or 7 years ago, I was writing writing articles for about $5 for 100 words, 500 words, something like that. Rough. It was really rough. I was making probably $600 a month, working 60 hours a week. Not good money there. So
not really. Yeah, no.
After that, I set up my own website because I was like, well, I want to get out of this client stuff, figure my own things out. And I set up a website. I was writing every day. I would write for like 3 hours every day, publish a new article on the site. I was like, I'm spending all my time creating content, but I'm not getting any traffic from anywhere. No one's seeing this content. So it's all wasted time. And then that's when my best mates at the time, who were both link builders, running their own link building agencies, basically showed me the ropes and showed me how to do it.
Damn. So then your first project was it your own project? It wasn't client stuff. It was your own affiliate or?
Yeah, it was my own website. And I realized after that, if I can do link building from my own site and I actually see results, I could probably sell it to clients and it'd be way better than what I'm currently doing. So, yeah.
Interesting. And so what are you up to today, apart from making an infinite amount of YouTube videos?
A ridiculous amount of case studies with AI.
Yeah.
So these days, I have my own link building agency with 130 clients.
Wow.
A team of 50 people, not all full time, but yeah. And then amazing. I have an SEO coaching program where I teach people how to do SEO, but it's not just like a course. People actually do weekly coaching sessions with me, and then they can ask me questions and we troubleshoot any questions. Because I don't know about you, but sometimes I've been stuck with SEO problems for like 6 months before I can solve it. If I just had someone sat next to me who could teach me how to do it, that'd be way better. Yeah. So that's why I started that. And then I have a bunch of my own affiliate sites and do the YouTube videos too.
So what does your day-to-day look like? How many hours are you working?
So it depends. I go through seasons. Like last year, I could go through seasons of just working an hour a day, and then my team would handle the rest. But this year, I've just been super inspired, super motivated, especially with the YouTube channel taking off.
Yeah.
So working maybe 8, 9, 10 hours a day, something like that. Sometimes 12 or 14 hours. Yeah.
Goddamn. All right. So before we get into all the SEO stuff, I do want to talk about your YouTube channel just for a little bit. So first of all, why did you start it? What was the goal?
So for me, I had a bunch of friends who were like, if you want more clients, then you need to market yourself better. And the best place to market yourself is YouTube. So that's why I started. I never saw myself being someone who goes on camera or even puts themselves in the spotlight, honestly. That was never really my style. And I always felt like a bit awkward putting myself out there.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but you seem to pull it off really well, actually, to be fair.
I think we all feel the same way. We're all just like, oh shit, gotta get on camera now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So that's why I started, but it took me years really to get comfortable with that.
Yeah, I remember watching your early link building videos. And so to me, it's so interesting how a YouTube channel is basically a business, right? I mean, at the end of the day, it's like you're just putting your face out there. People start watching your videos. They trust you because you're providing great content. And then you have some ROI, right? Whether it's in terms of clients or sales for a course or whatever you're doing. How early on did you see the ROI on your YouTube channel?
It's pretty crazy because even when I was only getting 200 views or something like that per video, because it was so niche and so targeted, people would reach out to me and say, can you do this for me? Seen some of the stuff you're doing. So it was crazy. I've never seen such fast ROI from a marketing platform. Normally, for example, with Facebook ads, it took me about 6 months before we got our first client off that. And I was just burning cash up to that point. Whereas with YouTube, there's something about organic, and there's something about when someone watches one video after another video and they really get to know you and they sort of build a sort of relationship with you through watching those videos, that it leads to more sales and more trust and more authority. Yeah.
I mean, you're producing some phenomenal content, dude. So I'm not surprised that it happened that early. Yeah. It's interesting how not enough people are on YouTube. I'm trying to tell everybody to get on YouTube. Like, even if it's something extremely niche, there's going to be an audience. There's going to be people that will need help, that want someone to teach them how to do that specific thing. Right. So
100%. I think
you got to go on YouTube. Yeah.
I think there's a few things that put people off, right? So like, number one, it's that limiting belief of like, why me? Why should I put myself in the spotlight? And I think the more you know about a subject, sometimes the less you feel like an expert. I don't know if you can relate to that, but then also it's such a grind creating videos because especially if you're doing it all yourself at first, it's like, you got to come up with the idea. You got to make it interesting. You got to actually give some value, and you'll know just as well as me, something tiny can go wrong that totally messes everything else up. Like the mic could not be on, or just one day your software decides to play up, and there's all these little variables that make it a massive grind.
Yeah. And I think what really works and what I've seen work is just consistency, right? And I'm sure you can talk about that as well, but making one YouTube video maybe won't be the defining thing for your career, for your brand, but making 100 in a row will definitely do something, you know? So yeah. All right. So I do want to talk about this new AI SEO wave, because for my channel, obviously I have a tiny channel, but it really, really helped to give me a pretty significant surge in views. I did a ChatGPT SEO video, and for some reason it just kind of, I mean, not for some reason, it was very trendy at the time. It was a nice thumbnail, and I think it kind of took off, and it's currently still my biggest video. And you've definitely capitalized on this new trend as well. So how is that going, first of all? And second of all, how the hell are you managing to put out one video a day, dude? It is insane.
So first question, how's it going? I'm totally surprised by the results that we're getting with AI. Like, I never expected it to rank so well. And I don't know anyone who's actually consistently published AI content and not got results. It's crazy. I started 2 brand new websites, filmed it all live on the channel, buying the domain, finding the niche, etc., in 2 totally different languages I don't speak. I mean, I speak a bit of Spanish, but I'm not a writer. And the other one, German, I paid 0 attention at school when we were learning German. So I published 2 new websites, one in Spanish, one in German, and they're both getting traffic. They're both getting several hundred clicks a month with completely AI content. It's crazy. Insane. And then there's another case study that I pretty much mentioned in almost all of my videos on a site called cheaperbirds.com. And this is monetized with affiliate, and it's monetized with ads. So it's making money. And that's grown from 300 visitors a day back in March when I started using ChatGPT to about 80,000 visitors a month just from SEO, which is crazy. Like, you imagine if you're a business, if we got 80,000 people interested in link building coming to the site, like, that would be absolutely insane. And it's like, you can actually achieve that amount of traffic now with AI. Whether it'll work long term, that's the other question. Yeah,
we'll do a deep dive on AI SEO and all of that. But the process of making one video a day, is that not driving you insane? That would drive me insane. I have to admit that.
Yeah, I was saying to my friend the other day, like, it might not be sustainable, but it's just something that I'm doing right now, and I actually really enjoy it. And because I know that as an agency owner in SEO, I have to stay really close to this technology to understand it and to improve all the systems that we have, and also mitigate the risks that are coming from AI. So by staying really close to it and just filming the work that I do every day, then it doesn't drive me insane. What would drive me insane though, if like every single day I was talking about the same thing. If it was like, could I make the 6th video this week on the skyscraper technique? That would drive me a bit mental. Yeah. But for me, creating the content right now is absolutely fascinating, because there's always something that blows my mind. And it's really inspiring to see that. And I think with the SEO community right now, everyone's really excited about AI. So it's such a fun way to share what I learn and discover with thousands of people. I think there's about 200,000 people see the videos each month now, which is crazy. And
insane,
dude. The other thing I would say as well, though, is like if I compare it to other marketing channels in my business, for example, like Facebook ads is an expense, right? So you're paying maybe $100 a day, $200 a day to advertise your business. With YouTube, I'm making money with the site that I'm doing work on. I'm getting paid by YouTube for actually creating the videos. And then I'm getting clients into the coaching and the agency business. So it's kind of like this positive feedback loop. And it's like, I'm going to have to do this work anyway. I'm going to have to research these sort of techniques anyway. So I might as well film it. And in some ways you go less insane, because you're not just sat behind a laptop all day talking to yourself. You're actually sharing that information with hundreds of thousands of people. Yeah,
it's brilliant, dude. It's brilliant. And so have you seen a massive surge in business and coaching and in clients from these AI videos?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Not just that, but like the income from all the websites has increased a lot as well. Simply because if you do SEO like that and you're presenting it and teaching it every day, you get such a better understanding of what you're doing and how to do it and how to systemize it. You're going to get better results with SEO. You're going to get more agency clients. You can have better case studies, etc. I think the other thing is as well that with all the videos that we're creating, it's not like the old days where I first started creating videos and it's just me talking to a camera and telling people what to do. Because when I was doing that, people watch that and think, who is this Julian Goldie guy just telling me what to do? Whereas now it's just more like me doing what I would do anyway on a laptop, very authentic, showing actual results of SEO and showing what we can do, and then just documenting it along the way. And that kind of show don't tell method is way better for building trust, rapport, and better relationships with everyone.
Absolutely. Yeah. All right, let's get deep into AI SEO. So obviously you're someone who's very deep in the trenches as well, testing, validating a lot of tools, content, AI sites. So for someone who's a brand new beginner to SEO, could you break down what's happening in the space? What's happening in terms of AI, SEO, how both things come together?
Yeah, so I would say essentially now, what you used to be able to do with a team of 100 or 200 people, you can essentially automate with AI. So to give you an example, if you wanted to publish 600 articles in one day, maybe, you go back 2 or 3 years ago, that would cost you thousands of dollars every single day. It would have been a massive expense. And to manage those people as well, it would have been so much stress, so much time. You would have had to build really, really great systems to keep all of that organized. Whereas now with AI, you can automate all of the content. You can automate all of the keyword research. Even the whole link building process can be very simplified and automated, because you can do the prospecting and the email copy with AI. Essentially all the time consuming stuff that was very laborious before, you can now automate with AI. And it just saves so much time, which means you can scale faster. And when I say scale faster, I mean like you can produce 100, maybe even 1,000 times the output that you previously could, which means that you can get better, faster results with AI. You can scale your SEO traffic. You can move way faster. And you can take someone who is just a virtual assistant and turn them into someone who's superhuman, who's publishing maybe 350 articles a week or something like that, just one person in a few hours a week. So it's really a huge revolution. The only risk of that is that you have to be very careful in the process and the quality and, avoiding any sort of Google penalties that could come along.
Okay. Cool. So talking about Google, it wasn't until recently that they announced their like official stance towards AI, right? Which in theory is supposed to be they reward high quality content, however it's produced. Do you think that's going to hold? I know for a fact there's a lot of people, you included, that are making decent strides with completely AI content right now. Do you think that's something that's sustainable long term, and that they might change their mind given how much people are kind of playing the system right now? What do you think?
I think it's a big risk because let's say, this is a quote from Matt Diggity. He said this at a conference. He was like, imagine what people would say if they found out 90% of content on Google was created with robots or AI. It potentially could hurt the reputation of Google and the quality that's provided. So that's one of the biggest risks, is like, what can Google, if Google wants to provide the highest value to its users to keep them on the platform, then do they really want some copy and paste content from ChatGPT? The other thing that I would say that's a huge risk is the fact that, with Google search experience coming along, generative search experience, which is a new AI update, which will be inside Google and generates AI content inside Google. Well, if that can do what people are just copying and pasting from ChatGPT anyway, then where's the added value? And I think that's the biggest issue right now. Is it's okay to create content with AI, but there has to be some sort of manual editing process if you want long-term results. Because if you're just copying and pasting, then Google will be able to generate that inside Google anyway. They don't need to send clicks to your page. Really, I think one of the best ways to think about this is we all have access to the same alphabet. We can all, but what separates things is, like, for example, how Shakespeare writes poems or the Arctic Monkeys write lyrics, right? It's how you present the information and package it that really adds the value. So if you can have a manual process in place where you format the page nicely, where you edit the content, where you fact check everything, where you present the information in very interesting ways that humans and AI are not currently doing, that's where the real added value is, and that's where you're going to survive long term. I mean, as well, if you look at some of my experiments where we create 600 articles in 5 minutes, is that a long-term business strategy? No, it's just for fun, for entertainment on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's not like we're going to survive 5 or 10 years doing that.
Right.
So it's one of those. Yeah.
Cool. And so if I could only do one thing with AI and SEO, where should I head to? Is it link building? Is it content? Is it prospecting, email? What should I focus on?
With AI?
Yeah,
I
with
think
AI.
the value is in content creation.
In content.
Yeah, that because it's going to save you a huge expense in terms of hiring human writers. It's going to require less stress and you can move a lot faster. But just before you publish that content, you need to manually check it. I have a long checklist in my free ChatGPT course that basically helps you, take that raw content and turn it into something that's presented in a way that survives GSE and any sort of updates that come along. Nice.
And so could you walk us through what that checklist would look like? So I've just created this brand new piece of AI content. What am I looking for?
Yeah, I think one of the first places to start is you reverse engineer what your competitors are currently doing, right? So if you go into ChatGPT and you just ask it to create an article on the best way to build backlinks in 2023, it's going to give you just like this overall guide, but it's going to be very generic and it's not going to be very tailored to the problem at hand. Whereas if you go onto Google and you create an outline first, based on what your competitors are doing, then you can figure out, okay, what does Google want to serve in terms of information? What order does it want to present that information? And what is the problem you need to solve with your content when people type in that keyword? And then you can figure out, right, here's the headings I need to include. Here's the H2 and H3 headings, as in the main headers and the subsections. Here's the sort of articles I should be linking out to as references. And here's how many words I should include, etc. And basically plan it ahead and then create the content. And once you've published the content, check through it and just remove any of the sort of fluff that ChatGPT creates. So for example, you see with ChatGPT creates these big long walls of text. If you can go through it, separate it by line, get straight to the point, add more value, that's where the value is really going to be. So if you're publishing 600 pieces of content in 5 minutes, how are you reviewing all of those? How was that happening? No, didn't. Okay. I'll be 100% honest. But that's just for speed and it's for an experiment. It's not like what I would recommend.
Yeah.
If you look at some of the other articles I've created with AI, manually using ChatGPT and a human virtual assistant, I actually talk about some of the SOPs I use on my YouTube channel. But basically, that's a much better way to do it because you've got a human manually checking, all right, does this make sense? Is this presented in the right way? are these answers ChatGPT are giving actually fact checked? Because 50% of the content that comes from ChatGPT is pretty much wrong. Like there's a lot of facts and statistics that come out that you're like, where did that come from? That's totally crazy. Yeah.
Could you walk me, I know you mentioned it before, but could you walk me through some of these AI results? So before AI and then after AI, and what was just the basic process in between? Was it just content that you're changing on these sites?
A bit of everything. Like, for example, the content, even just writing the meta descriptions, as simple as that. I've also used AI to create outlines. So we were talking before about how you structure your article before you create it. If you use tools like Surfer SEO, Phrase.io, these sort of AI tools that scan through Google, reverse engineer what everyone's doing, and then create the article outlines for you, that's a really powerful way to speed up the process, and that creates better outlines for you. And then on top of that, at my link building agency, we've basically tried to make everything else efficient. So in terms of how we write the email templates, we can do that with ChatGPT. If we're prospecting, we can easily cut out the duplicates and anything irrelevant using AI. And then there's just so many elements of everywhere that you can do. Even topical maps you can generate with ChatGPT.
Nice. So any crazy case studies you want to talk about that you've seen? Just your own sites?
I mean, there's so many. But if I take one of my example websites, chipperbirds.com, I'll talk about it because I can name the URL publicly. Very public case study. Probably a lot of people who've seen these videos and that sort of thing. So, like I said, that grew from 300 visitors a day back in March to 80,000 visitors a month, and it's on a trajectory that's just growing as well. So, if I'm judging it not on what traffic it's getting today, but how much it could keep growing by, say, in the next 12 months, that's what surprises me. On top of that, some of the content that we produced, we got ranking on the first page of Google within 6 hours.
Yeah. Damn.
So content published, indexed, ranking for the keyword on the first page of Google within 6 hours. Other stuff like I created this. Do you know what GPT Sheets is?
GPT what?
GPT Sheets.
Sheets, yeah.
Yeah. So like Google Sheets add-on, you can plug in your ChatGPT API and it generates responses for you based on the query. I have no coding experience at all. Don't know what I'm doing with coding. But I created this template with ChatGPT and GPT Sheets where it could generate articles in foreign languages that I personally can't read or speak. And then I publish that content on my website for different keywords. So like Spanish, Polish, Italian, German, etc. And I actually published 6 different articles in 6 different languages. And they were on the first page of Google within 24 hours.
Goddamn. That's insane.
Absolutely insane.
Yeah,
and then
crazy.
Just one final case study I'll tell you about. I created some one-click Amazon review articles using the tool called Auto Blogging AI.
Yeah. We'll talk about that in a sec.
Yeah. So those articles got published. They were ranking within 24 hours again, Amazon review money pages. And I checked the clicks just before this interview. Earnings are up, clicks are up. It's absolutely insane. Like these are really difficult pages to rank. And
it's crazy. So how much of it do you think is, let me see how to phrase this question. Like, do you think it's possible to create a brand new website, full AI content, and have that rank on its own? Or do you think it's more of almost like a growth tactic? I want to say like a growth hacking tactic. Like you already have a domain that's successful. You're publishing some content. You have some traffic coming in, but AI is what's going to take it to the next level. Do you think it's both? Do you think it's only one? What do you think?
I think if you've already got authority and backlinks pointing to your site, then you can seriously scale. But at the same time, I tested this. I created one German website with AI 6 weeks ago.
From scratch?
Yeah, from scratch. Brand new, fresh domain, wasn't expired or anything like that. On the video, I actually recorded me buying the domain, setting it up auto blogging, and published about 1,000 articles on the first day. That's getting hundreds of clicks every
1,000 articles on the first day?
Yeah,
published.
Yeah, published. Yeah. First crawl by Google, it found 1,000 articles. And then I did the same. I was like, maybe it's just like the niche or, the language or something like that. So 2 weeks later, I created a Spanish website doing exactly the same thing. 1,000 articles, first day with AI. Let's see if it ranks. And that's getting hundreds of clicks as well.
Damn.
Fresh domain,
Any link building going on for those or not?
Yeah. Okay. Building backlinks for both. But I'm quite lucky really because I have my own link building agency, so that I can build all the backlinks straight to any sites I create.
Yeah, that's dope.
But just a few, nothing crazy, like a couple of backlinks a week.
Nice. Yeah, it's so interesting to see how the space is developing. So what are the AI mistakes? What should people avoid? What's that red flag?
I would say a lot. So number one, straight off the bat, you've got to decide if you're already getting traffic and if you're already getting traction to a website, do you really want to risk it by using AI content? So I'll give you an example. Like for all of our clients that we have, I still recommend human written content simply because I don't want to put their business at risk. And if a Google penalty came along, just like it has for many different situations in the past, like content spinners, for example, the same situation, it worked until it didn't. And then everyone got wiped out for using those content spinners. So I think straight off the bat, you got to make a decision. Is it worth the risk? Or should you continue creating content using a system that's already working for you and you don't need to change? And then after that, you've got to decide how aggressive you want to be. So publishing 1,000 articles on the first day of creating a website, extremely aggressive. But automating with your content outlines and updating your content a bit with ChatGPT, that makes more sense to me. That's more reasonable as a long-term strategy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And there'll be some black hat SEOs who are just creating AI sites every single day, getting them monetized and getting as much traffic as they want. And there'll be some white hats who are a lot more sort of risk averse and more reasonable in the way they create content.
All right. I do want to talk about link building a little bit because you are a master of link building. So just out of kind of basic SEO, how are you currently doing link building? What strategies are you doing? And are you using AI for any of it? Yeah, even in your agency, are you using AI for any of that?
So there's a million different link building strategies you can use. Yeah. But for me, I like to focus on the 80-20, and I don't want to be distracted. I want to be very efficient. So I've tried many things in the past, like recording audio versions of people's blogs and then publishing those with a backlink, using Harrow, helperreporter.com, even reaching out with my videos and then getting those embedded on people's websites and then asking for a backlink a month later, doing podcasts, etc. The one that works for me, and this is what I do for all of our clients, is outreach. And we basically use the skyscraper technique, which sounds fancy, but it's not. It's just all we do is we reach out to websites who have mentioned our competitors. We ask them for a backlink and a percentage come back and say yes.
Sick.
That's it. Very simple. We do that over and over again because it's very repeatable, predictable, and our clients are really specific about the links they want or the timelines or the deadlines they want. So we just know, right, let's rinse and repeat that. Works like clockwork. When it comes to AI, there's a lot of different ways we use it. So for example, like say, creating email funnels. So for all the outreach emails that we send, we quite often use ChatGPT because it's just like you're rewriting a template and you're tailoring it to the content that you're reaching out about. On top of that, we've used GPT Sheets for prospecting because we're dealing with like 10,000 websites we could reach out to. And we're trying to filter for quality, right? We're saying, right, we only want to reach out via cold email to maybe 50% of those. So then we use GPT and ChatGPT to filter for the prospects and find us the best quality and most relevant ones.
Nice. Yeah. All right.
I didn't go too deep.
No. It's just it's interesting how you're slowly just adding AI to everything. I mean, it makes sense. Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah,
it's interesting to see what other people are doing as well. It's really cool.
There was something that terrified me in January because I remember in January people saying SEO is dead, and
classic.
I was like, yeah, that's true, classic. I was like, do I still have a business anymore? And it really, it kept me up a few nights, I'll be honest. I had an interview with Ryan Stewart. He's a big SEO. He has a YouTube channel too. And he was like, there's going to be a percentage of agencies that just get wiped out because they don't adapt, because they don't understand the technology, and because they can't move quickly enough. So when I heard that, I was like, right, I've really got to understand the technology, how we can improve everything, how we can adapt, and see it more as an opportunity, not as a threat. And that's really paid off this year.
Yeah. I like that. I like that you see it like that. I totally agree. All right. So what are the AI SEO tools that people should check out? We talked about auto blogging. That's a must. Yes. I'm actually running an experiment right now on my website, on one of my websites.
Nice.
And I think I might have heard about it from you, I believe, because you're a pretty heavy user of auto blogging. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
So auto blogging, Surfer AI, what else?
So in terms of free tools, I really like Harper AI.
Harper's really good.
Yeah, such a great free Chrome extension.
Yeah,
it's great for writing emails, taking what's on the page that you're looking at and rewriting it or giving information. You can even create SOPs from videos with it. It's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Top of that, we use Perplexity.
Okay.
Perplexity is really good. If you want to find outbound links, or if you're creating a link magnet with a lot of resources and research, Perplexity is a fact-based AI search engine. So like we were saying before, with ChatGPT, quite often the facts aren't quite right. With Perplexity, what it does is it gives you a source for every single sentence it comes up with.
Damn.
So you know it's fact-checked, you know it's legit, and you're not just writing some rubbish on your website that could get you in trouble later. Yeah. One of the best AI tools I've ever used is Fathom. And it's not really for SEO, but if you have a lot of meetings and you want to transcribe them and get the actions from it, this is amazing. For example, we have a weekly team meeting, and quite often something will slip off the agenda, or we'll forget to take notes on something. And that one idea that we had that was really valuable, we totally forget about. And with Fathom, it actually gives you the action points straight after the meeting, and you can automate it into Discord, which means we don't need a note taker. We don't forget stuff, and everything is just way more organized, and we don't have to do anything extra. It just transcribes the notes from the meeting in real time.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I like that. Anything else?
I really love Descript is amazing. For YouTube videos. Yeah, it's really powerful. Like it basically takes your video and you can remove any filler words. You can remove any silences. Like if you look at my videos, I don't have any silences in there. And for someone who, I wouldn't say I'm that articulate when I'm speaking. So with a tool like Descript, I actually get the text of the whole video as I'm editing it, which means I can edit the words, I can copy and paste words, and I can present myself in a much more concise and articulate way versus me, I'm in an hour and going, all right, guys, we're going to,
Got it. Cool, man. Great recommendations.
Thanks.
All right. So let's say you have a brand new website. What are the 3 things that you're doing and what tools are you using? Let me know.
First thing to do, keyword research.
Okay. So
you want to find a bunch of easy, low competition keywords that you can easily rank for. So these are the things that people are typing into Google. But as a brand new website with no authority, no trust from Google, you need to be able to rank for them. So what I always use is Ahrefs. I filter down to low keyword difficulty keywords where there's a low domain rating website ranking on the first page. And it's a question, so I can easily figure out the search intent. And I usually go after informational keywords, not commercial, when I'm starting a brand new website, simply because if I have no trust, Google's not going to send traffic to my review pages or my money pages straight away. But it might send traffic to a page about can cats eat bananas or something like that.
Okay.
And then with the content, this is a brand new website. Do you want to use AI or not?
It's up to you. What would you do?
So for me, with the last website that we created, we just blasted 1,000 articles on the first day with auto blogging AI, using all the keywords. So every page targeted a different keyword. They were all informational keywords. And within 48 hours of publishing that article, it was ranking on the first page for some of them, not all of them. A lot of the content is still not indexed, but some of the pages were ranking first page. And then final thing, of course, it's got to be link building, because you're in the sandbox period. Google doesn't trust you. Google doesn't know you. You're not even indexed yet. So if you build some links pointing directly to the pages you want to rank, then it's going to be way easier to rank for those keywords. And it's also going to build some trust with Google, which means you're going to get out the sandbox period quicker and get more traffic quicker. And they're the 3 things.
Amazing. Kind of a side question, but how do you work with a website after publishing 1,000 new blog posts in a day? How do you fix the crawl rate of that website? Because there's no way that, I mean, maybe in some cases, it can be done, but for a brand new website with no links, a lot of those pages aren't going to get indexed, and Google maybe won't trust you right away, right? The crawl rate might just die down. How do you get that back up? Do you keep publishing content, or is it more of a link thing?
Yeah, so what I do for each site now is I track the KPIs, the key performance indicators. And I have a set of key performance indicators, whether it's a brand new website or an existing website, that helps me track everything and just make sure we're making progress. So for example, one thing we measure each week is the number of pages indexed on Google. And what I want to do each week is I don't expect all 1,000 to be indexed on Google within 2 or 3 months. But as long as that number is moving upwards, I can track it each week and I can see we're making progress. And that's okay, because Google's going to allow more crawl budget for your website as well, which means you get more pages crawled and more pages indexed. At the same time, we'll be checking the number of backlinks we've built to the site each week and the amount of content we've published too. We would continuously publish more and more content for that website. One thing that I would recommend as well is just by tracking the numbers, it doesn't matter if they go down, because at least you have that visibility and you can easily step in and say, right, pages index has dropped this week. So what are we going to do about it? Well, we're going to build more internal links. We're going to build more backlinks. We're going to re-index the homepage with all the posts on. And then we're going to also submit it to an indexing tool, maybe a mega index or something like that, to get more pages crawled.
Great. Yeah, great suggestions. Cool.
Thanks.
All right, last question here. So something that I've been asking all the folks that I'm interviewing, what's the future of SEO? And given that SGE is coming.
It's dead. Shut down your website.
SEO is dead. All right. All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah, I'll see you later. Thanks.
So SGE is coming. Are you worried? What are you thinking?
I think if you're realistic, you got to realize that there's going to be a lot of no-click searches, but you already get that with Google right now. There's a lot of no-click searches. What I see with generative search experience, GSE, is kind of like featured snippets on steroids, because it's generating the content in the page, but it's just a short little paragraph. So you've got to avoid those sort of quick answer articles and go after the keywords where people want to research more, they want to learn more, or they might want to do more research. For example, like a product review article, people are still going to want to read through all the content and compare the products and see different specifications before they buy anything. So if it's something related to a money page, it's probably still going to get clicks. But if it's something like we talked about before, like can cats eat bananas, is that still going to get traffic after GSE? Probably not. It's going to get wiped out.
Yeah.
I also think it's still so early to tell, because from what I've seen, there's been different reports about the quality of GSE.
Yeah.
And that's going to continuously update as well. The other thing I see is that things like YouTube and other platforms are going to rank even better on GSE, which means they're going to become even better ways to generate traffic and market your business.
Amazing. So can cats eat bananas?
I've been searching GSE, I've been searching Google. I can't get the answer. Someone needs to make an article on it.
All right. Well, Julian, thanks so much for coming on. Obviously, people can find you on YouTube, but anywhere else that they can reach out to you?
Yeah, if you go onto my YouTube channel, there's a free course there on how to use AI and SEO. It's a free ChatGPT SEO course, and it's got all the prompts, scripts, templates, etc. So it'll probably help you a lot. Amazing, dude. Well, yeah, thanks for answering all those questions. And I'll see you in Bangkok, dude. I'm coming. You convinced me. Looking forward to it, yeah. Are you coming to Chiang Mai SEO? I am. Yeah, I am. Yeah. I'll see you there. See you there. All right. See you, man. Thanks.